Looking at Haydock's feature race, which is the John O'Gaunt Stakes, before hot-footing it over to Royal Ascot, because we're going to be previewing 3 of the feature races from the Royal Meeting. That's the King's Stand, the Gold Wedding.
I did survive just about it.
Kabaya then. Yeah, because it's a race where it is just full of questions, isn't it? And horses that have something to prove to some extent. El Kabaya obviously has that question from last time out, but the ground completely went against him there. Should be back in his favour this time round. And Sam, I have a feeling you agree to an extent.
My eye says one thing. We'll see if it's...
From the inside of the paddock, they're judging these horses. Well, we like that a lot, Sam. We appreciate the extra intel anyway. Similar theme with the girls. I think that the girls are going to really rule the King's Stand, because all 3 of us have gone for a filly or a mare. He used that race with Lady Aurelia before she went on to win the King's Stand on her next start, and also with Campanelli, who then went on to finish 3rd in the Platinum Jubilee on her next start as well. So this is a race that Wesley Ward really targets, and she managed to win that in a record stakes time as well. So it really should tee her up. Ascot suits her well. Weakness in the British sprinting department. I'm hoping that Wesley Ward, he's got a couple to go for it, but he cited the 3-year-old to go elsewhere, and hopefully Twilight Gleaming will therefore get the main call in the King's Stand. So Twilight Gleaming for me.
Breaking my heart, Dave.
He'd end up bolting up now, to be honest.
Henry Candy, as we said twice. You don't say.
I love that, man. Yeah, I think he's a chance on the lead up to the race.
So watch for just completely dismissive quotes for Run to...
Yes, didn't Robbie Coltrane play?
Oh, right. I was thinking, where is the tenuous connection that we're going with here?
Yeah. Thankfully, Sam worked his own magic there and remembered.
Oh, pun than the original one. But just to interject, sorry, Sam, because I'm with Coltrane as well, and Declan makes just a really solid case there throughout, so I'm not going to embellish it too much, but he is just the horse to beat. Now, admitted, and he just looked as though he had progressed from a 5 to a 6-year-old anyway. And for me, his class is simply confirmed as well as his stamina.
And one thing I did forget to say is...
I come the Skypad, where hopefully we can conjure up some more magic for our best bets ahead of the weekend. Now it's time to reveal our best bets for the weekend, or even beyond. And Declan, you are up first.
Gracias.
It's the hat-trick of the great Henry Candy, all wrapped up nicely then by Declan yet again.
With a bit of Spanish thrown in. Yeah.
Exactly, very, very impressive. Yeah.
Mucho gracias.
Yeah, de nada. Sam, on to you next, please, for your best bets.
Yeah.
As you said beforehand, that his price was a bit bigger earlier on in the week. It has been cut in by quite a few points, so courage, mon ami, for the Gold Cup. Now, my own best bets for the weekend, my nap. I'm hoping for some out when he was 2nd in the York handicap was very good, but hopefully he should be able to translate that to even better effect back at the track that sees him to better effect in Haydock. So that is everything from us on this week's show. A big thank you to Declan and Sam for all of their hard work as per usual. A big thank you to you for watching and for your continued support as well. Please do get in touch with us. Let us know your own selections for the weekend action. We'll be back next week, where we will be previewing our very special Royal Ascot show, so we'll catch up with you then. Triumph, and raring to go to preview these races are Declan Ricks and Sam Bozzell. Declan, well done again last week. Another good tipping section for you. I mean, was that the nap trick landed?
No, that was
four-timer.
Yeah. So
5 in a row he's on for. I'm very impressed.
I know, very, very impressive. No pressure on the pair of us two either, actually, to try and make any sort of inroads to his sequence at the minute. But before we get into the previews, a reminder, as ever, to please do gamble responsibly. And taking on an even money favourite, we like even more so then for Deck. Sam, where were you looking?
Yeah, very similar to Deck, really. It's kind of more of a price-sensitive thing than anything else. And I suppose looking at
the thing as well, isn't it? There's no pace in this race. You know, this could get really messy. You know, if I'm Holly Doyle,
it's not the most original selection to agree with Deck, but
she looks just a more solid play.
And the other thing with her, she's really straightforward. You know, Frankie Dettori's actually going to ride. We should have mentioned that. Frankie will just bounce around.
Concerned about the amount of agreement we already have on this show. Sorry, Sam. But with Deck here. And as you said, though, we don't have declarations at this stage that we're recording out on Friday morning, so we should obviously emphasise that point as well. But Jana Rose, though, hopefully she then lines up here, and I'm with her also, because like you've both said, Blue Rose Sen at that price does not interest me whatsoever. But I think that form will be confirmed also.
It sounds like you're Vive la France, is it, with me in this race?
Well, so I will leave the French colloquialisms to you, Deck.
No
happily so. I like to keep my job.
I was going to have the red tie, but I went for the red socks. But, you know, I thought we're a kind of calm and relaxed show, so I didn't stick the tie on.
A nice note anyway. A man of culture, as we've always said about him, Sam, haven't we?
It's the first time I've heard that.
We've said a few things about him. Not sure that one.
Yeah, culture probably being the kindest of which for a long time anyway. Now, we do digress, but we must get back to the action, though, because up next we have Kinross surely just wins.
This will be the day when the three of us are on board that Kinross has a little bit of a blip.
I know, don't, Deck. Do not put the mockers on us or Kinross, who is, I mean, he's probably my favourite flat horse in training, really. So many turns. So I'm not.
Moon, though, was probably one of the...
Yeah, I lessons, but I've obviously clearly bottled it in kind of a more high-profile trainer. Rouget is a top-class trainer. He knows how to train a horse for the race, so I think he's got an awful lot going for him. I just think fundamentally I'm doubling down after the draw. Oh,
I have to. I was sick, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I have to keep siding with him anyway. So it's hooking for me. The pair of guitar, Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe even. Do let us know your own selections for the big race itself in the comment section below as we head over to a Sky pad to give you our best bets for the weekend. It's the time of the show to reveal our best bets for the weekend. And Deck, of course, I'm going to go to you first. No pressure, but you need to continue this winning sequence.
Yes, let's see how we go. I'm hoping for...
I'm just delighted that Emily Dickinson is your nap to hopefully bring up the 5-timer then for your nap sequence. And we're with her as well, Sam, but your own best bets. That's where I'm looking for all of my best bets. I'm delighted that we've covered all of Paris Longchamp's action because I'm just solely looking at Newmarket for my own best bets for the weekend. And my nap comes in the race that Sam was just penalty, where he raced slightly away from the main action in that. I don't think he was disgraced, beaten just 4 lengths. He's down £1 this time around. He's another unexposed 3-year-old with plenty more, hopefully, to have to offer. So they are my own best bets for the weekend, and that is everything from us on this week's show. A big thank you to Deck and to Sam for all of their hard work as per usual. A big thank you to you at home for watching. Remember, you can watch all of the ARC weekend action live on Sky Sports Racing. We'll be back at the same time next week to preview Ascot, Newmarket, as well as Champions Day. An early look ahead to that day, which is just 3 weeks away.
Victorino did the job for me, yeah, so let's hopefully we can start the year as we left the last one.
Yeah, hopefully so. But of course we do have the issue though where just prior to recording we lost Sandown. We were half expecting that to be the case, so this is going to be a very different show then for us. We're going to the period. Dex just started to touch upon it there. You had your really nice winner, but if I had to say to you one horse you would take away from the Christmas period, what would it be?
I can't help but be blown away by what Hewick achieved in that King George. I thought it was the most breathtaking finish to a race. For all it was a small national, but fair play to them, they know what they're doing and clearly took home a big pot.
Yeah, they definitely did. Yet another big pot then for Hewick as well. I don't know if anyone noticed, but he only cost 850 quid. No, 850 euros, 800 quid then, wasn't it? Conversion rate there, Deck.
Next minute you're going to tell me Luke Littler's only 16.
It's a given, isn't it? Right, who would have won the King George?
I think Shishkin would have just held on myself, you know, given we've been banging on about Shishkin staying kind of the Gold Cup war now, so maybe kind of opens up the Ryanair races a little bit more, and it makes Galopin de Champ's job a little bit easier in the Gold Cup as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was mightily impressive, though, wasn't he, Galopin de Champ at Leopardstown, and the way that he just destroyed that field. I mean, I think it's fair to say that Galopin de Champ has put himself firmly back into the picture to win back-to-back Gold Cups.
Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't my Christmas highlight, though. My Christmas highlight was but he was also intelligent. He could have quick feet and pop away as well. I was a little bit worried going into the race, pre-race. He had a first-time tongue-tie on. I was like, oh, please don't tell me we're going to lose a really good horse to wind issues now, but no bother to me.
Question on him, Deck, if I can jump in.
Yeah.
Do you think now he's ticked another box because of the ground he ran on as well?
Well, like he's by French Navy, obviously predominantly flatbred. Like, this guy's going to be even better on nicer ground. He's going to do everything easier. He's probably going to jump better. He's going to travel better. And he's got that potent turn of foot as well. The horse, you both actually mentioned him. Thank you very much for blowing that trumpet for me, was, of course, Nassalam. Now, I want to go back to the Gold Cup picture because we talked about Galopin de Champ, potentially Hewick if the ground's OK for him, if he goes to Cheltenham rather than Aintree then for the Grand National as his main aim. Shishkin, he's put himself firmly into the picture.
Now
I have to go into graded company, and the other thing with him is, like, as the season goes on, I don't know, but he's still a very young horse, and let's hope it's a case of you know, that he's just looks at a very much improved horse, and he could be a national horse for the Moore team, who had an absolute
quote Steve Jones's tweet here. He said the last 5 horses before Nassalem to win the Welsh Grand National carrying 11 stone 6 or more: Elegant Escape, Native River, Synchronise, Master Oats, Carville's Hill, 3 Gold Cup winners and 1 that was more than good enough to win a Gold Cup. So, Sam, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, look, it's really exciting, isn't it, Kate? And, you know, I suppose the good thing about this sport is we can have questions, but we should, touch wood, if he stays sound, get the answer in the spring, which is going to be really exciting. I do think Dex touched on,
like you've both said there, that ground does seem to be pretty crucial to him. But we had loads then over the festive period, and we've just got to really sort of scratch the surface there about a few of our festive highlights. But do let us know your own festive highlights in the comments section below. And as you're in the comments section, also at Future Now, what racing we have got left at this stage for this weekend. Hopefully we're going to get something anyway. Right, Sam, where were you looking?
I've had a real scattergun quick look at what we've got elsewhere and actually checked my tracker, and there's a horse called Handstands for Ben Pauling, he's sending him up to Newcastle. Had a very, very quick look on, might just tease our Cheltenham anti-post preview. But yeah, I just thought, listen, it's a tricky weekend. I'll keep an eye on Harry Derham's runners as well. He's operating at just over a 50% strike rate, which seems unreal. Had a brilliant day, didn't he, up in Scotland the other day?
Yeah, he has got a really intriguing runner at Wincanton as well, hasn't he? So we're going to be interested to see if that horse is back later on. But some good plays then for you over the weekend. Of course, we're expecting soft conditions pretty much everywhere this weekend in Newcastle. Likely won't escape that either. Now, my own bet then for this weekend, I have gone to Wincanton. So again, fingers crossed on the weather front for Wincanton. But it's the 130. It's a 0 to 125 handicap chase of 5 rods and over a mile 7.5 furlongs. So speedsters to the fore around a speedy flat track anyway. Lots of horses we know plenty about. There's plenty enough pace on in this race as well. But the one who I'm hoping will be ridden prominently and will finally have his comeback day. He was the one, ran the trends, kicked the most then for that race. I haven't had too many trend races to go at this weekend.
Did you get a new trends box for Christmas?
I should have done with a nice little tinsel bow on top. Exactly. If anyone had me Secret Santa, they know exactly what they should have got me. Right, they are our bets then for this weekend. Again, do let us know in the comments section below your own bets for this weekend as we head over to the Sky Pad to give you our Cheltenham anti-post plays at this stage. Now that we're into 2024, it only feels right that we start building our Cheltenham anti-post portfolios. Yep, that buzz term that you all know and love, as well as hopefully finding some winners, but also the extra features to boot then. So no doubt viewers will be utilising that. Deck, where are we looking first?
Yes, I'm going to go to the cross-country chase. I can't believe.
Remember to scan the QR code there on your screen to take advantage of that bet boost. Right, that is everything from us on this week's show. So a big thank you to Deck and to Sam for all of their hard work and lots of last-minute changes as well, lads. So we're very, very grateful to that. Big thank you to you at home, of course, for watching. Fingers crossed that the weather at least plays ball from what we now have for the weekend. Enjoy the action this weekend. We'll be back at the same time next week to preview Kempton and Warwick. Your favourite pundits, because I have Sam Boswell of Bet Victor and Declan Ricks of AtTheRaces.com. Sam, you survived Perth.
I did, and well done to the three of us. We'll blow our own trumpets for once. We had a nap
pressure, but we may well do again this week, hopefully so anyway. Declan, that wasn't to any sort of demise of you, though, because you still did very well at the weekend and enjoyed our steadily recovering from what was a long weekend for all three of us. But as Sam said, at least our naps did go in anyway. We will aim that they're not going to make the same mistake out of the stalls, and they're going to be very live to any potential prepping them for a classic, isn't he? Like I say, I wouldn't have too many fears about that for either of his runners in here. But Sam, I think that
surely one of us is going to have the winner. The first three in the market.
Cue the Godolphin horses going in 1 and 2. Right. Well, hopefully that's helped you solve the 2,000 guineas in any way. Up next, because anyway, it'll just write our headlines for us if Frankie manages to win a classic this early on in the season, Declan. So Sam makes a good case there for a big price horse. Who are you siding with?
Yeah, well, I think Sam's after giving it away.
Confidence for her, and I just think that she's the most talented filly in the lineup with a scope for further improvement. So to hear it for me, Sam?
Lezo for me, but I'm doing my dry dance.
After the weekend that's just gone, yeah, I think we could all be doing with a dry dance for the foreseeable. Declan, your own selection.
It's going to be...
And we'll definitely get a feel of the draw then in our next race that we're going to look at. Do let us know your own selection. More form of last season in the book, though. So I do agree with Declan on that basis, but I'm not siding with him. But I'll leave that for a second. Sam, you're up next.
Yeah, I've got very little had because...
Tested. Going with the old boy angle then is Sam. Declan?
Yeah, I think Sam...
French just went straight over my head. I didn't get past sort of about 3 episodes of the first series, unfortunately
Really?
for me. Yeah, I know I'm bad to say that, aren't I? But I don't know what reference mine is for, but I'm siding with Pocket the Prophet even here, because I was really toying between him and Fast and Loose. So 2 horses at either end of a pace map here, where Fast and Loose, like you say, I think skill like them or side with that. Right, now we're going to be heading over to the Sky Pad, where I'm going to get the lads' best bets for the weekend. Right, now it's time to reveal our best bets for the weekend. So our nap, our next best and our long shot. And Declan, you're up first.
Yes, while all the main action's going to be at Newmarket on Saturday, I'm going to be heading to...
Similar politeness, please, in your own 3 best bets.
Well, we'll give it a go. There's something in that sea air, I think, down to...
Confident about the nap. What a way to sign off with those 3, isn't it?
That camera's on, by the way.
So we will clip this up and we will play this out for my long shot. But Austrian Theory, through all of the reasons you've just mentioned, back on his last winning mark, he was gelded over the winter prior to last time out, where he just shaped as though he needed the run. I know he finished last of the 5, but it was a really competitive contest at Kempton, and he just blew up. So hopefully he'll come forwards for that, given £2 back as well. And he's a horse where I'm expecting him to come good again then at some point. Right, that is everything from us on this week's show. Big thank you to Declan and Sam for all of their hard work. I've got to scoot off to Cheltenham, actually, for a hunter chase evening this evening. So lots to look forward to. And there's so much to look forward to next week, because we will be back with Ascot's Victoria Cup, as well as Lingfield's Oaks and Derby trials. As well as that, we have the small matter of the French Guineas. Do remember to utilise the AtTheRaces.com website and the ATR app for all of your bets this weekend. And we'll speak to you again next week. I'm going to be looking at all of these races in the company of our usual company, really. Well, I say usual company, 1.5 worth, because in person, I at least have Declan Ricks of AtTheRaces.com and Sam Boswell via Skype of Bet Victor yourself. So, Sam, you better have a good reason not to be here in person. Him, though, Declan. Glad to see you've made the effort.
Yes, I have, yeah. I was thinking it must have been Sam who's big weekend.
I've made your bed, so you may lie in it now.
Absolutely.
Step up in trip for Declan, Sam, but how are you playing this? He was going to be beaten in Thurles last time out, but...
Giving a lot of weight away to a nice horse.
Yeah, giving a lot of weight away to a very smart horse and going through the gears. So, Fakadoodaroo for me, Shishkin for the pair of you two.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of who you're siding with then, are you having a bet in this race?
Not at all.
Are you tempted to push him out to give him that? Old Endeavour absolutely bolted up in a handicap off of a mark of 139. This is handicap form coming into a graded contest, but... Given, as we've all said, kind of the fact that this isn't quite the Grade 2 contest we were necessarily hoping for, that's good enough. And Bold Endeavour is just in a whole league of his own in comparison to these horses for me. So not an odds-on shot that I want to be taking on. And you've both reiterated you both said your ways that you would like to play this Grade 2 contest. Right, we may not have had a massive betting heat in our last race.
On quick round, I think, he's got an outstanding each-way chance.
Oh, you've almost persuaded me to side with a Son of Scorpion there in a 3-mile handicap.
And the other thing is, we look at these handicaps and we are always trying to look for...
Your odds as well. I'm really looking for the older horses. So we're both in agreement on that trend, Sam. Who are you siding with? Last time out then, so it does look a good each-way price. You both made very compelling arguments, but I'm going to go against a pair of those two, because I think that, Sam, your traders have got this spot horse that doesn't overly convert his good runs into wins, but it was a much better run from him to finish second. Usual company of Declan Ricks and Sam Boswell, slightly more dressed down than we were when I last saw the pair of you, but Dec, I trust you had a good Royal Ascot.
Yeah, it was a great week. Unbelievable to be there, and really enjoyed the broadcast from the track. First time I've ever done that. I don't know about you guys, but a great learning curve and a good experience.
But yeah, I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm delighted that I'm actually sitting down, not in painful heels this time around. But your Royal Ascot week?
Yeah, don't have to worry about the painful heels part, but yes, it's quite...
You are both jumping off the Lethal Levi bandwagon. I'm still there. I'm still going over that cliff, unfortunately. I can't let him go now. After he did up, and sorry to interject, though, Dec, because I'm in total agreement with Sam about Brad the Brief here, where I was surprised. We've been saying that his form maybe hasn't been there as it was last season, but when you actually look through the last couple of weeks of his horses, they have been running to form. So I'm hoping that Brad the Brief will just help to turn that properly back in the just for a whole load of us. So hopefully that will work out for Brad the Brief as well.
We just need a purple hat for you, Kate, and you've channeled your inner Brad the Brief colours. I didn't know if that was an intent.
With spirit animals completely. But aside from that and that random tangent, do let us know your own selections in the comments. For so much, as we know, at Newcastle, and especially over this stamina sapping trip as well, and Heather Main in cracking form, as you say, this season, Sam.
Yeah, thermoscope for me. I must become a Keith Dalglish ultra for the weekend. I'm not
sure about his stamina over this trip. And as you said, Dec, where stamina and course form and distance form is something that you really want to be siding with in this nature of a race. So that, for me, I've just had to shelve Appier because I'm not getting the price I really would have wanted with that slight concern that I have about him over the trip. So instead, wanted to side with the consolation race for the Northumberland Plate. But we will move on to the main. The smaller runner race on the all-weather, then you would really be honing in on him. It's just the size of the field. Like you say, he just doesn't have that fell. And you have almost persuaded me around. Like, that was a very, very compelling case, and both of you two self further bolstering that form. His run last year when he was third in the Melrose, that is seriously strong form in itself. Now, again, I'm siding with another horse that is yet to run on the all-weather. Bit of a theme, but from the car park parties. Anyway, right, that is then everything from us in this section. Up next, we're going to be heading over to the Sky Pad, where I'm going to get the lads' best bets for the weekend. Now it's time to reveal our best bets for the weekend. So our nap, next best, and our long shot. Dec, you know the score by now. You're up first.
Yes, we have already covered the nap. The nap is going to be the three losers for this week's winners.
A 12-1 and a 16-1 shot, though, in the Northumberland Plate with extra places on offer then. Yeah. Like I say, then not bad old ways to play them all the same, Dec. Sam?
Yeah, Kate, I've gone
up at Newcastle, but Newmarket, though, being the main play, though, for nap and next best. I am just going to go entirely to Newcastle, though, because my nap is going to be Blow Your Horn in the 130. That is was suited by being stepped up in trip last time out as well. And he's just such a consistent, such a likeable type, where I'm expecting him to give his running and to run into a place. So they are my own three best bets for the weekend. That is everything from us on this week's show. A big thank you to Dec and to Sam for all of their hard work. The show. A reminder that you can watch all of Newcastle's action live on Sky Sports Racing, and we'll be back with you again next week. Ricks of @theraces.com and of Sam Boswell of Bet Victor. So Declan, excited for the flat season?
Yes, I am.
Pulling up then for Declan, double Declan, there you go. Sam, who are you siding with?
Yeah, I've kind of taken a similar approach to Dec, and my horse ran and won at Newcastle last time out, and that was after a significant layoff.
Have you seen the developments of the yard now that it's all kind of materialised?
It's incredibly impressive, isn't it? And, you know, people putting...
Freeman, you're not too far off the mark either, but I'm hoping the pair of you are going to be, no offence whatsoever, because I was really toying between the Carl Burke runners within here, the favourite, and also Fast Response. So when I saw El Caballo opened up at the price that it just made perfect sense for her to then cite this race, where lots of these horses, I'm expecting them to be using this as a springboard to go on to other targets later in the season rather than for her. I think this will probably be her main aim. So Fast Response for me. The pair of you two, who wants to...
I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Give him an extra few pounds.
Yeah, no bother to him.
But looking through the race, he was...
Your own selections in the comments below. Again, we always like to hear from you, so do let us know who you are siding with. Now we're going to move on to the 4:10. This is the Doncaster Mile. Another competitor to go off that kind of a price. It's difficult to argue with that, Declan, is it?
No, actually, I don't think it is. Myself.
Absolutely anything at this stage, but I am still just going to take him on at what we're expecting him to go off at his current, well, at the price we're expecting him to go off at, because... So, to reiterate, Declan?
Yeah, it's a value bet here for me, an Imperial Fighter, please.
And Sam?
Poker face to realise the potential that's there, and for the half-full kind of glass type of punter.
Oh, that's it. Ever the optimist is our Sam. Ken, so that is our nap, our next best, and our long shot. So, Declan, you know the trial at Wolverhampton last time out. He was drawn widest of all. He was pitched wide. He was keen in the run, just fresh and gassy, and then he wasn't beaten overly far whatsoever. And that race has a good bearing then for this particular contest as well. So I just thought that he's a horse that's been readily dismissed, provided he settles, provided... Do you remember you can catch all of Doncaster's action live on Sky Sports Racing? We'll be back next week, but on Thursday, because we're going to be previewing the All-Weather Championship Finals Day. So make sure you join us again for that. Period. And I'm going to be looking at these races sort of in the usual company, because joining me in the studio is Sam Boswell. Sam, I'm delighted that you're here because you had a phenomenal week last week. Broadway boy. So, and that was me thinking that you were going to say that the treat was our Christmas jumper choice today. Now, this was Sam's decision that we were going to be going with these Christmas jumpers today. But someone who definitely got the memo, not here with us in the studio, is Declan Ricks, who, by the power of technology, is with us. Dec, looking very smart, trusting that you're having a fantastic time at home. In chiropractors for a few of us, hasn't he, in the last weeks on this show? But yeah, great that you are still with us anyway, Dec. Right, before we get stuck into the action, a reminder as ever to please do gamble responsibly. Our tips are not guaranteed to win, but we will still do our best.
Market.
Your angle of the drift potentially then here. Now, of course, Dec's gone for a really big price one in here. But when I looked at this race, saw the difference between these younger horses, the new upcomers, and the more established types. And you keep /12, well, going on to 12. And if Goshen goes and wins this at 50 to 1, then Christmas is cancelled for Kate. So, right, on Paisley Park then for me, Sam.
Crambo for me.
And Dec. When it comes to you, Dec, here whatsoever, but you're flipping it now and going with Lucia. Now, she was one of my 3 again in here, so this is my tri-cast basically sorted. Lucia, Nemean Lion, and my main play, Hansard, who, of course, Dec did tip up, so it still looks very feasible for him to overcome. So Hansard for me. I'll take up the mantle from Dec then, who is with Lucia. And Sam?
It's got to be the favourite for me. I'm just tipping.
Speaking of bets there, but for play at this stage, this close to the race, and those prices are real whacker then for Dec. But of course, he is sitting on that pretty anti-post play then with Allaho. Now, the pair of us two, oh, geez. We sided with Shishkin from our anti-post play. Little did we know he was going to refuse to race at Ascot. So, are you sticking or twisting?
I'm going to have to twist this, and you can put genuine question marks next to every horse. Brave Man's Game. Is he as good as he once was? Coming in here, having that additional run before running in the King George, the last horse that had 2 runs to win the King.
In my life, felt more power from a horse. He's just unbelievable, this animal. So I think he's an absolute power pack of a beast. And Allaho, I know he's at the head of a market, but I'm siding with him as well. And Dec sitting on his anti-post play with Allaho, but the real whacker then for the main play for him for now. But that is a look ahead to the King George. Again, do let us know your own selection there. Live on Sky Sports Racing and tipping off a Jamie Snowden horse for Bet Victor ambassador, of course, that he is. So Dec hitting 2 nails on the head. Their Christmas bonuses all round for Dec. Right, I'm going to disagree with the pair of you two. I'm not going to, again, let any sort of ambassadorship get in my way, because Nasalam, lads, I just want to very quickly throw to you, Sam, what are you looking forward to most over the festive period? But that is everything from us in this section. Now we're going to head over to the Sky Pad to give you our best bets for the weekend. OK, real talk now. Best bets of the weekend. Dec, by the power of technology, yet again, you're up. This is this weekend, Dec, so we like this a lot. Hopefully you'll be very happy at the end of the Christmas period. Therefore, Sam, your best bets.
Yeah, make sure you head over to the...
Hopefully we've got my own best bets to look forward to as well, because I'm sticking with a horse that I sided with last time out, who I thought was pretty unlucky. Taunton, when he looked hugely progressive as well. So I'm just hoping he can rediscover that form and is well treated to be able to do so. But that is everything from us on this week's show. So a big thank you to Sam and to Dec for all of their hard work as per usual. I hope you both have a fantastic Christmas, and we all hope that you at home have a fantastic Christmas as well. And thank you so much for supporting us in what has been our first year of this show. We really have appreciated it the whole way through. So we will see you again in 2024. So much more top quality racing to look forward to. So hopefully you can join us then. The hat-trick with Buddy won even last week, so pats on the back of the round.
Yeah, well, Buddy One was a friend to the show, wasn't he? And he fairly bolted up, I thought, and he was punted off the boards.
He's hugely progressive and winning the EBF final last year. Always a form line I want to be following for the following season for staying handicap hurdlers. So, we are both with Crambo, but Dec?
Yeah, you guys have got the right form line.
Watching the social media about the races in the week, you would have seen that we put up a competition for you to win 2 tickets to Ascot's Long Walk Hurdle meeting. And of course, the answer to our competition question was the mighty Faugheen. So congratulations to @Lewis_Davies11. You are our winner. We hope you have a fantastic time at Ascot on the 23rd of December. But our own all-important part now, our best bets for the weekend. So Dec, you're up first. Halfling lengths behind Credo last time out. He was always off the bridle. I don't think Wincanton suited him. I think Haydock and the long slog of a home straight will suit him much better, and he might just finally get the job done and get a first handicap win as well. You've got to put Coconut Splash in there where you possibly can, haven't you? I'm a glutton for punishment. Right, that is everything from us on this week's show. A big thank you to Deck and to Sam for all of their hard work as per usual. A big thank you to you at home for watching. Remember, you can watch all of Ascot's action live on Sky Sports Racing. We'll be back at the same time next week to preview more weekend action.